Welcome back to Tremaine's Trucks YouTube how-to videos for your 67 to 72 Chevy and GMC trucks. Includes pickups, Suburbans, K5 Blazers, Jimmys. So today I'm going to show you how to remove your AC control panel or your heater control panel. The removal of them is pretty much the same. I'm going to show you how to get this guy out, and it's a pretty basic procedure. Only takes a few minutes to do. You're going to need a number 3 Phillips screwdriver like this. You're going to need a 5/16 and 1/4 inch sockets. You need a small extension. I recommend 1/4 inch drive for this. You're going to need a 1/4 inch ratchet, and you're going to need some needle nose pliers. The smaller the better. And like I said, this is a pretty simple, easy, quick procedure, so let's get on to it. Okay, here we go. The first thing you want to do to remove your heater control or AC control panel, there should be 2 of these Phillips screws underneath the dash. So you want to loosen these screws up, take them out. A lot of times you'll find that someone's put the incorrect screw in there, so if that's the case, you just need that particular tool, but if it's not been changed out, it should be a Phillips. So that was pretty basic. Now I'll tell you, on an AC truck it's a little tougher because you got a lot more lines, hoses back there for your AC. So you slide this thing down out of the way, make sure you're not pulling any other wires with it. Okay, it'll get all kinds of wires, especially if you got a mess under the dash like I do. So go ahead and pop your light out of the socket right here. On an AC truck, AC control panel, there's going to be 2 lights, one on this side and one over here. I'll show you on an AC panel in a minute. Then you want to unplug your lower switch motor. Okay, now the reason you need a 5/16 and a 1/4 inch, these here are 1/4 inch, but a lot of times these are a 5/16 screw on here, even from the factory. I'm thinking they used whatever they had to use. So these are 1/4 inch. We use the 1/4 inch socket. You got to tweak this a little. Now, before you go any further, if you're pulling all 3 of your cables off at the same time, it's very important you mark them, because you might think you'll remember or think they're going to fall into place, but when you take them off, they kind of boing all over the place, and you're also going to lubricate these before you put this back together. So go ahead and mark your cables. Make sure you're paying attention of which way this is, so you're not looking at it upside down back here. So mark your cables and where they go. Get your 1/4 inch socket and pull that screw right there off like that. You take your needle nose pliers and pull your little clip right here. I try not to damage these because they do a lot of times you can't reuse them no matter how careful you are, and the aftermarket ones suck. So pull your little clip off. You see it's actually a little spring clip. Set it to the side. Grab your cable, work your cable off of the post. Continue that with the other 3. Okay, now when you put it back together, grab your needle nose pliers, slide the cable over the post like that. I always put the screw in because it makes it easier to hold the cable in place to get your clip on. Oh, get your screw back in. You gotta make sure that's tight so your cable doesn't move. Now you take your clip. If your clip's reusable, what I do is I smash them a little bit with the pliers down in the jaw. Try to flatten that spring out a little bit. Try to put it on the same way it was when you took it off. Slide it down over the post there as far as you can get it. Always check them. If you can't pull it off with your fingers real easy, it should stay there. Okay, now at this time, I put this back together because I'm not actually doing any maintenance or any repair or anything to this panel here. But if you're not going any further, you're not taking your heater box or your cables completely out, which we're going to cover in the next video, I highly recommend that you lubricate your cables really good. If you're familiar with motorcycles, a motorcycle cable luber works somewhat on these cables. Some do, some don't. But you want to lubricate these. Get some PB Blaster, some kind of lubricant, some Marvel Mister Oil, WD-40, something down in these cables as best you can. The number one killer of the heater control panel, these are just little pot metal arms. The number one killer of these is the cables binding up, getting a bunch of dirt and crud in them, not getting lubricated for 50 years, or even probably 20 years when they started. So make sure you lubricate your cables really well. Lubricate your flaps. Like I said, we're going to go into that later. So you get your cable back on. You plug your light back in. Okay, now would be the time to check your bulb. Make sure your bulb's good, so you got your light working in your heater. Get your wire harness down, your bulkhead down for your heater. Blower motor, plug that back in. Okay, get this up in there. Into place. Gotta hold it down where it belongs. Get your 2 screws put back in. Tighten them down. And you're ready to roll. So that's pretty easy, taking it out and putting it back in. My next video, I am going to cover removing the heater box, lubricating the points here where everything, the flaps move, and how to remove your cables. These two are pretty self-explanatory. One of them you do have to get in between the box and the firewall. Getting the firewall box off is a little involved. Anyway, we're going to go into that in another video. So there was your how to remove and reinstall your heater and AC control unit. The AC control unit is fairly similar. It really doesn't need much more explaining than that. It is a little bit different, but three cables, 2 bulbs, and a plug for the blower motor. Similar to this. And thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope that it was helpful to you. Make sure and give me a like on my video, and if you want to see in the future, subscribe to my channel, please. Follow me on Instagram at Tremaine's Trucks, and tune in for the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.